When did you write this book? 15 years ago, right? 2010, I want to say?
Well, before that, actually, that contains the evidence that was submitted in the federal Ketam case. But I put it in a more organized fashion.
Okay, but when was this book published? Is it 2010?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 15 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And when did you start researching what happened to 9/11? When did you fully take a deep dive saying, I want to find out what happened here?
The deep dive, well, I thought at first that the grown-ups were going to take care of it. I was naive. And then there's also the involvement of the 2000 election. They said they were going to fix it next time. They couldn't fix this one. And in the 2004 election, it was even worse. I went, well, the grown-ups didn't fix that. They're not going to fix this 9/11 problem. Somebody's got to do it.
So when did you start? 04?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so let's say 2004. If I was to get obsessed, and my background, if I am a bachelor's in civil engineering, a master's in engineering mechanics, applied physics, PhD in material engineering science, this is your world, right? And that's in 1992 when you got your PhD, which is 9 years before 9/11. Mm-hmm. So it's peak of the peak of the peak, right? Things that you've done. And all of a sudden, 9/11 happens. Till 04, nothing takes place. Election, Al Gore, Bush. All right, they're not going to touch this either. Let me go investigate this. You do 6 years, you write this book. Then you put this in the world. And I'm assuming probably hundreds of thousands of copies have been sold. People have read this all over the world, right? When you write a book like this, you're going to get feedback from others who are going to question you. That's not true. This is this. People from the FBI are going to reach you. Insiders are going to reach you. Other engineers are going to reach out to you. People that were internally who lost a family or relative. I'm assuming you've gotten thousands and thousands of emails over the years, right? Of people that want to reach out to you. Then this becomes a question. From 2010 that you wrote it till today, okay? These are your claims. Where did the towers go? Poof, dustification. Have you made any progress on what you believe actually caused the 9/11 events? The World Trade Center, towers going down. Have you come to a conclusion?
Well, energy was instructed to do something differently than we've normally seen before,
So energy was essentially directed and used as a weapon.
Well, I won't get into exactly the motives behind it, but energy was manipulated differently than what we've seen before. Like nobody's really taken apart a tornado and seeing exactly what that does. Let's say somebody weaponized a tornado.
Okay.
There's just looking at the mechanism rather than the device. I don't get into the serial number of the parts that went into it or what the operator had for breakfast or details like that. But physically, what happened? There's another technology out there that people aren't familiar with, and why the subtitle of my book is what it is let's consider Hiroshima, August 6, 1945. Mm-hmm. The evidence of what happened that day was evidence of a technology that could be used for nuclear power plants. So let's look at the silver lining in the cloud, and let's use it for good, making nuclear power plants. That is not to say nuclear power plants destroyed Hiroshima. What happened on 9/11 is evidence of a technology that could be used for free energy. That what this thing was capable of is amazing, truly amazing. Imagine turning this 500,000-ton building to dust in midair, most of it to dust in midair, having it all come apart, all the molecular bonds and atomic bonds coming apart. That's pretty impressive. Like, okay, what if somebody goes, oops, and it does it the wrong way? There goes the planet. And actually, as it was, there was evidence that this process continued. And Bankers Trust is an example. They repaired it, but it was infected and kept going, this process. So they end up taking it apart 4 years later.
So I know you're not comfortable using the phrase directed energy weapon, but let's just use directed energy. Let's set aside the word weapon. To use directed energy, say I'm somebody that has unlimited resources. I have money. And I wanted to be able to use directed energy to make something dustify. Let's just use that as a word. How much money would I need to have to be able to use the technology to do so?
Well, go visit John Hutchinson. He can show you. John Hutchinson did it as, just a fun thing to do.
That's right.
And
I'm aware of that.
Yeah. Actually, when I was looking at all the evidence of all these different quirks, that were going on, I happened upon this person's Facebook, and I saw these pictures. Went, oh my gosh, that's the same type of thing that happened on 9/11. So then I got into it more and went and visited him. Mm-hmm. And how he does it is create a static field. He used to use a Tesla coil, but then or Van de Graaff generator. Now I think he uses a Tesla coil, or the other way around. And then interfere radio frequency signals. And it's a square wave or a sinusoidal wave. The wave shape is important. And interfering those in a particular place, weird things happen. Now, he isn't real, I guess, meticulous. It's like, let's have fun. Let's turn this thing on. But weird things happen. You get levitation or you get disruption. In other words, the material would levitate or it would come apart. And you see on 9/11, upside-down cars. They aren't toasted. The upright ones are toasted. It's like...
What do you mean upside-down cars?
Cars parked with the wheels in the air. There's cars that are parked, they're on the roof with the wheels in the air.
You don't think that can happen by things dropping and hitting it and causing it to flip and ends up being on the back?
A block away?
It's a block. I can see that happen a block away. That there is, when you have, because there's a couple things I did. The Hutchinson event, when he did this in 1979, this is the levitation of objects, metal bending or fracturing, and there's even that example of that one
cast iron,
right? That just kind of starts. Rob, I don't know if you have that clip or not. Where the cast iron just kind of starts bending, and then all of a sudden it collapses, right? If you want to pull that up.
And it was cold to the touch. In other words, the energy came out of the material. It was cold to the touch.
Afterwards, it was cold to the touch. Interesting. Brandon has that clip, and Brandon, you want to? That's the one right there. Third one, Rob. Yeah, that's the one right there. So this is. If you want to maybe tell the audience what they're looking at right now, this is an example of...
The field effects, you interfere different fields. Fields of static field with a radio frequency signal. And this happens.
And this is iron.
Yeah.
And Rob, if you can, because this is going to take a while to go through it, if you want to fast forward a little bit.
And notice the fumes coming out of it.
Right there. Stop it. Yeah, right there.
You can see how fumes are puffing out of the top of it.
And then boom. Okay. Well, when you see that, one would say that's not what happened to World Trade Center. World Trade Center just flat out came down.
Well, this is a small amount.
I get that, but look what happens to it if we're talking about, directed energy.
It's crumbled a little bit afterwards, but it isn't complete. Like I said, he would experiment with trying this and that and the other, and sometimes he would get levitation. One thing that was interesting, he has a toy boat on some water, and he has his gizmo on, the water's jumping up, and you can tell when he turns the gizmo off, and then the boat appears to catch fire right after he turns the power off.
And he doesn't know why.
It's knowing why is a next step. But there's people that were experimenting with lifters, and when they turn the gizmo off, they catch fire.
Okay, so
it's like something that builds up.
So the one question led to this. The first question I ask you is, if I had unlimited resources, how much would it take for me to be able to do this, right? And you said, ask Hutchinson, okay, with what he did.
No, go visit him, because
go visit Hutchinson.
You go visit him, and then that's free.
There's a difference between doing to something this big versus doing it to a World Trade Center, causing it to come down, and doing it on the international scale while everybody's not working, home, watching it live. Mm-hmm. If you haven't tested this before and you screw it up, the world's going to be like, who was behind this, right? Nowadays, more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if you wear a Future Looks Bright hat or a Valuetainment gear, you're telling the world, I'm optimistic. I'm excited about what's going to be happening, but you're a free thinker. You question things. You like debate. And by the way, last year, 120,000 people got a piece of Future Looks Bright gear with Valuetainment. We have so many new things. The cufflinks are here. New Future Looks Bright. This is my favorite, the green one. Just yesterday, somebody placed an order for 100 of these. If you watch the PBD podcast, you got a bunch to choose from. White ones, black ones. If you smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge, we have this high quality lighter cutter and a holder for the cigars. We got sweaters. with the Valuetainment logo on it. We got mugs. We got a bunch of different things. But if you believe the future looks bright, if you follow our content and what we represent with Valuetainment, with PVD Podcast, go to vtmerch.com. And by the way, if you order right now, there's going to be a special VT gift inside just for you. So again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order, tell the world that you believe the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.